Thank you. It's 2 p.m. Before I call the meeting to order, I will defer to the county attorney to discuss today's meeting format.
Today's meeting format is a virtual meeting by video conference. Public is participating by a conference line. This is pursuant to executive order issued by the governor and subsequently extended through June 7.
Thank you, Rich. I will call the meeting to order. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden. Michael Yurden. Michael Yurden.
Present.
Herbert Yurden.
Present.
Edward Gilson.
Here.
David Holst.
I am here.
Roy Rehill.
I'm here.
John Martino.
I am here.
Bradley Trudell.
Here.
Paul House.
Here.
James Weatherup.
I am here.
Mary Ellen Chesbro.
I am here.
Linda Lockwood.
I'm here.
Richard Klein. Richard Klein. Pass. Patrick Twist.
Here.
Stephen Walpole.
Here.
Nathan Emmons.
Here. I am here.
Thomas Drum.
I'm here.
Lori Mangano. Lori Mangano.
Here.
Robert Wilmot.
Here.
Marie Schott.
Here.
Tim Stahl.
I'm here.
Terry Wilbur.
I am here.
James Karasik.
Here.
Morris Sorbello.
Here.
Mark Greco.
I am here.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I am here.
Returning to the past, Richard Klein.
Present.
Thank you. Everyone's here. We have a quorum.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Would you also lead us in the invocation?
Let us be thankful for this opportunity to serve our community. May we always act in accordance with what is best for our community and our fellow citizens. Grant us clarity, courage, and resolve. And above all, we ask for guidance in all that we do. Amen.
Thank you. If everyone could please mute their microphones, I'll ask Army veteran Herbert Yurden to lead us in the pledge.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which we stand, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, sir. Moving on, I believe everyone has had a chance to review the minutes from the April 9th regular meeting. Are there any corrections? Hearing none, the minutes of the meeting stand approved. Under introduction of visitors, there are none. Public speakers on resolutions of the day. Due to the format of the meeting, we will dispense with public comment. On to reports. Are there any reports from county officials? Are there any reports from standing officials? Any reports from special committees? Thank you. Moving on to resolutions of the day. Resolution GC1 by Legislator Holst.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urge its adoption, and I'd like to call for a roll call vote.
Yes, after discussion, I assume.
Yes.
Do we have a second?
Chairman, I'll second that.
All right, thank you. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budgetary modification, Board of Elections, absentee mailings.
This is for postage applications and for the absentee ballots. This amount of $60,000 is for 31,003 people for the June 23rd primary.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes.
David Holst,
I vote yes.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein, Pass. Patrick
Yes.
Twist. Okay, Richard Klein, that's a yes.
Yes.
Okay, Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schad,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Okay, yes for Morris Sorbello. Mark Greco,
I vote yes.
Ralph Stacy Jr.,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
25 in favor, none opposed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Moving on, Resolution GC2 by Legislator Holst.
Mr. Chairman, I offer this resolution, urge its adoption.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I'd like to second that, Mr. Chairman.
All right, multiple seconds. Thank you. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution accepting New York State HAVA CARES COVID-19 Act grant, Board of Elections.
So they can better protect themselves, and they know what decisions they should make.
I don't know where that's coming from. This is where we're accepting a $151,000 grant. It's pretty self-explanatory for the Board of Elections. And I would like to call for roll call vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Thank you. Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes.
David Holst,
I vote yes.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein.
Yes.
I believe I heard that was a yes. Was that a yes, Richard Klein? Remark is a pass. Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schad,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
returning to the pass, Richard Klein.
Yes.
25 in favor, none opposed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution PS1 by Legislator Wilbur.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution, urge its adoption, and when we are ready for a vote, I call for a roll call vote.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Mr. Chairman, I second the motion.
The resolution, thank you, Legislator Trudell. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution abolishing certain positions in the 2020 county budget.
Thank you, Clerk, for the title, and thank you, Mr. Chairman, for allowing me to introduce this. Colleagues, this is abolishing court attendant positions due to the non-reimbursement from the Office of Court Administration on this. Moving forward, we will wait for the Unified Court System to tell us if the funding is reimbursed or if they have started the reimbursement to us again, and then we could consider to bring these back. These are fully funded positions. When the fund's not coming, we have no choice in this time period but to abolish these positions.
Thank you, Legislator Wilbur. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes.
David Holst,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
The effect of that activity,
Vote yes.
monitor it every morning.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Maurice Scott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Sabella,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacey Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
25 in favor, none opposed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution HS1 by Legislator Rehill.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption. And following discussion, I'd like to call for a roll call vote.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Legislator Karasik, yes, I would like to second that motion.
Thank you. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the salary for the Director of Employment and Training at the Department of Social Services.
Mr. Chairman, this is a resolution to authorize the salary at $63,200 as budgeted. This is for the personnel that will replace our existing director who's going to be retiring at the end of June, approximately. And
Yes, thank you.
if there's no discussion, again, I call for a roll call vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Legislator Schott.
I believe in the position that we now sit, which is a great unknown. I feel we should follow the direction of like Syracuse University, SUNY Oswego, and just freeze everything for at least 60 days across the board. Make no decisions regarding moving anyone up, down, anything. Just freeze for the moment. I feel it's reasonable.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, if I could respond.
Yes.
We organized this during the budget last year in order to have someone be able to come in and train because of the difficulties of understanding all of the complications of funding in this particular area, a combination of federal and state funding for employment and training. we haven't been able to, there actually will be a savings because as this person comes on, they will be put in as the coordinator of client services, a position that we'll then do away with. But we actually had hoped for several more weeks of training for this person before they came on. But we have what we have, and I would encourage us to go ahead and support this as is. There's actually going to be some budget savings for the amount of time that we didn't fill in the coordinator of client services line, and then the new personnel will be coming on at a somewhat lower salary than the long-serving director that we have now. The other thing here is that these are important positions as we try to get back to work in the county to help our employers get folks into their jobs, and so I just encourage us to go ahead and vote yes for this.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Mr. Chairman, can I respond to that?
Legislator Schott.
We have had multiple studies. I have heard over and over again about how much money we'll save. I've yet to see much savings. I reiterate, we are in a crucial and terrifying position at this moment in time. And I feel any movement, and 60 days is not that long to make our decisions, but I feel we must be very cautious. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
Yes, the positions also are funded at 93%. So the savings of not filling the position is so marginal that and would cause us such problems in the department that it just doesn't make any sense. I think the savings is only about $4,000 some odd dollars if we don't do this right now. And then we won't have a director trained in time to take this on when we need her.
Yes, thank you. Any other discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holtz,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehil,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote no.
Tim Stoll,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Krasick,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
It's 23 in favor, 2 opposed, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Resolution passes. Resolution HS2 by Legislator Reel.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption. After a discussion, I would also ask for a roll call vote.
All right, thank you. Do we have a second?
I second it. Legislator Stahl.
Thank you. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing the salary for the Director of Social Services at the Department of Social Services.
Mr. Chairman, I'd also like to make a motion to amend this resolution to add a third resolve that should read, Be it resolved, the caseworker that is vacated as a result of the aforementioned promotions be abolished, specifically position number 607-004408.
Thank you. Do we have a second to amend?
I will
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
second.
Do we
I
have
second the
multiple-
motion. We'll ask for roll call vote on the amended after discussion.
Thank you, Legislator Trudell. Is there any discussion on the amendment?
I have a question.
Legislator Schott.
The question is directed at the attorney. Is this proper protocol to lump several things in one resolution?
Resolution should be a single topic, but they understand that they're doing a budget modification in this department. So adding additional line would be within the scope of the resolution.
I have one last question. What is the salary for the director? Do we know that right off the top of our heads?
The salary for the director will be
71,190.
71,190?
That's correct.
Do we find any savings in doing this right now?
We do. The three positions that we're going to move people up from within are all as new to those positions, will be making less than their predecessors. That will save $22,300 in this year's budget. And if we go ahead and delete, according to the amendment, the line for the caseworker, that will be vacated. That will be another additional savings of approximately $28,000. That makes the cumulative savings in the 2020 budget $50,300 approximately.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? We will proceed to a roll call vote on the amendment. Will the clerk please call the roll?
On the amendment, Michael Yurden,
I vote yes, Chairman.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes on the amendment, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes on the amendment, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Paul House,
I vote yes on the amendment.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Richard Klein,
Yes on the amendment.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Thomas Drum.
At the disease.
No.
I'm sorry, there was some background noise. Thomas Drum,
Yep, I vote no on the amendment.
no. Lori Mangano,
I vote yes on the amendment.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote no.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Crossick,
I vote yes.
Morris Serbella,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes on the amendment, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, 23 in favor, 2 opposed to the amendment.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. The amendment passes. Back to the original motion. Legislator Rehill.
Actually, we have a comment from Legislator Drum.
Oh, yeah, I missed that. Sorry. Legislator Drum.
Yeah, that's no problem. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. At this time, I'd actually like to offer a motion to table the resolution to June 11th, which is the next meeting of this full body of the legislature, or back to the Human Services Committee, whichever one of these comes first. I know we're kind of navigating tricky times, so it might not be evidently clear when committees will be reinstated to meet. But I'd like to motion this resolution to, again, either the June 11th meeting or the Human Services Committee, whichever of these come first. And I'd ask for a second.
I'll second that.
Okay, we have a motion to table in a second. Will the clerk please call the roll?
I have a discussion on that, Mr. Chairman, before the roll.
Legislator Drum.
Non-debatable.
What's non-debatable? The motion?
A motion to
Point
table.
of order, Mr. Chair.
We're back to roll call vote. Mr. Jones, please.
Roll call vote on the motion to table. Michael Yurden,
I vote no.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is no, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Real,
I vote no on the motion.
John Martino,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote no.
Paul House,
I vote no on the motion, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote no.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote no on the motion.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote no.
Richard Klein,
No.
Patrick Twist,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote no.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote no.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote no.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote no.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl. Tim Stahl,
I vote no.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote no.
James Karasik,
I vote no.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote no.
Mark Greco,
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote no, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 2 in favor, 23 opposed to the motion to table.
All right, thank you. The motion fails. Back to the original resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote no.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote no.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, 23 in favor, 2 opposed to the resolution as amended.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Moving on to Resolution HS3 by Legislator Rehill.
Mr. Chairman, I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption. After discussion, I would ask for a roll call vote, please.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Legislator Yurden would make that a second.
Legislator Herbert Yurden, thank you. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Office for the Aging, additional funding for New York State OFA for senior nutrition services, COVID-19.
Mr. Chairman, this resolution is to allocate and accept $68,684 of New York State Office of the Aging funding to operate the senior nutrition program from March until September 20th of this year.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehel,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino. John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Moving on now to Resolution EP1 by Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I'd make this resolution. I urge its adoption.
Do we have a second?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Legislator Chesbro, second.
Thank you. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution rescinding alternative allocation of pilot funds to the Industrial Development Agency.
Yes, thank you. I think everyone here is familiar with the relationship and the agreement that we've had by resolution throughout the years with our Industrial Development Agency. They collect our payment in lieu of taxes, and in the past, up until this point, I have been able to, by resolution, keep 10% of that pilot payment, and they then utilize that through a fund for economic development activities. What this resolution is asking is to bring that money back into the county to be used for economic development purposes, specifically to be used towards the 5%, which is the amount that we as a county have to pay towards the Resilience and Economic Development Initiative grants that the state has put forward for our regional issues we've been having with our high water here on the county level. So we have to pay 5%. This is going to allow us to use that money to do that directly and not have to use it somewhere else in the budget. As everybody knows, this is a bit of a tough time budgetarily, and this is going to give us kind of an alternate way of funding something that we have to fund. I do want to thank the folks at the IDA for all the work that they've done throughout the years and will continue to do, and through that money in the past. But I think that this is a good use of that fund, and I support this.
Thank you, Legislator Stahl. Is there any discussion?
Yes, Morris Sorbello would like to discuss.
Yes, Legislator Sorbello.
This means that the resolution will be gone. There'll be no collection of the 10% by the IDA, which in the past has done and it still is doing a lot of work. This year alone, they have created 344 jobs and 193 in addition jobs that would be in support of others. So close to over 500 and some odd jobs. The IDA takes this money and uses it just for businesses and industry, and they loan it out and they do all this. I think it's a good plan. It's done a great job. Having been on the IDA for a number of years myself, I've seen it work. It doesn't go into the operation of Oswego County's budget at all. It's all used for people. We just took $500,000 in the last month and made it available for people when this virus has gone on for $500,000 to give them interest-free money and pay it later on. There's a lot of projects that are dependent on this kind of money. Now, I agree this year, if it's bad, we have a problem, we take it out this year. But according to this resolution, we're taking it out, period, for unless we reinstate it at some point else or other time. It's a very important function. The Nestle site has a project. The industrial park in Phoenix has a expansion they're trying to do at the same time, and many other people involved in this. I understand at this point we're in trouble. I've been there myself. But
I accept the fact if we got to take it this year, but I question if we shouldn't use the resolution farther down the road to protect this fund for what it's going to be used, because once it gets tangled up into the jaws of the county's budgets, it's a pretty rough time that you'll ever get it back.
Thank you. Legislator Gilson.
Yes, do we have a rolling balance to know what is in that fund today?
They collect $225,000 a year on the pilot. In other words, this year, for example, is $220,000 approximately. That's collected.
My question was, is there a balance to that account?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear quite what you said, sir.
Do we have a total balance of that account available to us? A number?
From what I understand, the rest of this, any money in there has been taken care of. In other words, it's loaned out, or it's in a project such as the Nestle project, which is going to be this year, and the acquirement possibly of lands at the industrial park in Phoenix as part of the project. And the 500,000 I just mentioned, I'm not saying I know the rest of them. I don't have it in front of me, but there's people that have taken money or so on that have come out of this, our project. The 225,000, I think this is what we're referring to, if I'm not mistaken, this year, to stop that funding from going there. Mr. Chairman, I'm not sure, am I saying that right?
Well, I'm not privy to the numbers that the IDA actually has. Perhaps someone else can answer, but I do see that Legislator Schott has a question.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I understand all the hard work that the IDA has done in the past, but times are changing and we're one of the last 3 counties that function this way. I can't possibly imagine that the county would do anything in a harmful way for business going forward. But I am in total agreement of this resolution. Thank you.
Thank you. And I see Legislator Stahl perhaps can answer Legislator Gilson's question.
I can speak to the question that both folks have raised. There is quite a bit of money still remaining in this fund. As you know, this fund was set up, I believe, back in 2004 or someone that time, originally to be used for loaning money to businesses. That's since switched a little bit under some resolutions that have been changed by this legislature in the past. There is somewhere in the range of $6 to $7 million in that account. A large portion of that has been committed to the types of projects that Legislator Sorbello mentioned. There is still at least $1 million or $2 million left in that fund to be used for additional projects by the fine folks at the IDA. So I don't believe that at least this year, that will create a problem for them to be able to handle any of the committed projects that they're looking to do, and will leave some additional monies to be committed in the future. This resolution will allow us to this year handle the portion that is our share, and actually it looks like some of next year as well. But it will also give us the opportunity to do additional projects in the future that I think make a lot of sense as well. And that's the reasoning for the resolution, putting this money in the future, if not needed for the ready portion, into the fund that we have used in the past for hiring grant writers, that we've used to do studies like our economic development study, as well as to do studies for things like our infrastructure projects that are very necessary in order for us to get grants. So again, I do support this and thank the folks at the IDA for the work that's been done and will continue to be done.
Thank you, Legislator Stahl.
Thank you, Legislator Stahl. Legislator Walpole has a question.
Yes, I was just curious on the exact number. What do we contribute to the IDA annually, yearly? I mean,
I'm not going to say it's exact money, but it's $417,000 and change, I believe.
Well, if I could, Legislator Walpole asked about what we contribute to the IDA. We currently do not fund the IDA outside of this pilot agreement arrangement. The operation of Oswego County is budgetarily funded through our legislature at about $417,000 a year.
So annually, it costs us 417,000 approximately.
To Operation Oswego County, that's correct.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Krosick,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote no.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 24 in favor, 1 opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution IT-1 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For the following resolution, urgent adoption.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have multiple seconds. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Highway Department, transfer insurance recovery funds, repairs, buildings, and property.
Thank you, Mr. What this is it as written, it's about modification of transfer insurance funds in the amount of $10,639.39. And I would like a roll call vote, please.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
Vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Krosick,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution IT by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and urge its adoption.
Do we have a second?
I'll second it. Legislator Lockwood.
Thank you. We have a second. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution awarding professional services contract, Turbine inspection services.
Yes, what this is at our energy recovery facility. It's an annual thing. They, every so often we have to have the turbine inspected, and this is awarding the bid to the low bidder. The low bidder being Energy Resources Group Incorporated in the amount of $59,500. And if I could, Mr. Chairman, I'd like a roll call vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
My vote is yes.
Lori Mangano.
I vote yes.
We're getting some mild interruption here. If you can mute your mic, not speak, please. Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Krosick,
I vote yes.
Morris Sorbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. Resolution passes. Moving on, Resolution IP3 by Legislator Walpole.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer the following resolution and encourage its adoption.
Do we have a second?
I second it, Legislator House, Mr. Chairman.
Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution authorizing budget modification, Highway Department.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. As we all know, with these trying times right now, we're approaching this cautiously. Unfortunately, it's paving season and we do have to get things moving. In the past, we always get a little over $3,972 in between CHIPS and Pave New York. However, with the uncertainty of everything going on, we're looking to approach this a little cautiously. We're asking to move $500,000. We already have $500,000 budgeted. This is $1 million to start getting our materials and our asphalt and get everything ready for the upcoming season. However, the purpose for doing it slowly is so we can proceed slowly until we see exactly where we are when our money comes in. And if I could, Mr. Chairman, I'd like a roll call vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion?
Mr. Chairman, I have some discussion on that.
Legislator Martino.
Thank you, sir. With the way things are right now and the cost of oil being as low as it is, I believe that we should be raising the monies in this fund so that there's no delay when it comes time for paving. That's just my personal opinion. We're 33% less for oil costs now than it was last year. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other discussion? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karosik,
I vote yes.
Morris Corbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution.
Thank you, Mr.
Yes, thank you, Legislator Walpole. Resolution FP1 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Okay, we have multiple seconds. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution pursuant to Section 206 of County Law changing legislative office building hours for June, July, and August.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. This is obviously something we do every year. This just puts us to our summer hours effective after the meeting, I believe after the session. And I would also ask for a roll call vote.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, will the clerk please call the roll?
Mr.
Michael
Chairman, I have a question.
Excuse me, yes, Legislator Schott.
Would you explain to me the objective of summer hours in an office building? I mean, I just don't understand why they can't remain the same.
Perhaps Administrator Church could give us some background on that?
Thank you.
Yeah, this resolution, we've done the last few years out of a request from the Treasurer's Office and the County Clerk's Office trying to remember many years ago the justification for it. But this has been, it is at the request of the Treasurer and County Clerk's Office that these hours be set.
But what is the objective behind it?
I think what they found, now that I think about it, is that there was very little business being done by the public between the hours of 4 and 5. And with daylight savings time, they're getting more traffic, more people wanted to come in first thing in the morning before they had to be to work.
So are you opening earlier during the summer?
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
How much earlier?
They can open at 8:30 or at 8, set
Which
by
one?
the particular department. And depending on whether the employees get a half hour or an hour lunch, they can close at 4 o'clock.
They're still working the exact same hours as
The exact same number of hours, yes. And they're still open the exact same number of hours. It's just
and they're
shifted
still open
earlier in the day.
5 days a week.
Yes. And it was because they weren't, in the summer, they weren't getting much business from the public between the hours of 4 and 5.
So instead of opening at 9, we're opening at 8.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there any other questions? Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehel,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Radley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole, Stephen Walpole.
I vote yes. I
Yes.
vote yes.
Okay, Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karosik,
I vote yes.
Morris Corbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Resolution FP2 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Do we have a second?
I will second that motion, Chairman.
Legislator Wilbur, thank you. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing hiring freeze in response to the COVID-19 pandemic.
As you can tell, with the uncertain terms of what's going on, we've established this to put in place a hiring freeze in response to the COVID-19 pandemic. This can be revisited later at a later date, but for now, I believe it's the proper course and the right thing to do for the county. Thank you. I would offer up a roll call vote also.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion?
I have a question, Mr. Chairman.
Legislator Schott.
In response to what's happening, I've noted many institutions are freezing wages, reducing wages in an effort to try to save the body of people. And I understand that. Do we have efforts in the immediate weeks to follow to possibly reduce department head and legislative wages to 2019?
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. This has nothing to do with the resolution at hand. That can be a question for later.
Sure it does. Sure it does.
What, Mr. Chairman, we are in the most possibly difficult time of our lives that we will ever see. I just would like to know if we have plans going forward to have reductions beyond this.
Well, I would offer Legislator Scott that everything is on the table. We're looking at a great number of things, but nothing has necessarily been decided. But you do raise some good points, and I certainly would, would enjoy and entertain talking with you offline perhaps tonight if you were to give me a call. But there's nothing printed document of anything like that. So, is there any other discussion?
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Legislator Wilbur.
I just want to echo your sentiment on that and, reassure everyone, as the majority leader, the majority caucus, working with the minority caucus, everything is on the table. Discussions are ongoing. Some of these resolutions today are ones to, I don't want to use the word ease into, but to start the process of slowing up the spending and figuring out exactly where we are with these uncertain times. So I just want to echo your sentiments, Chairman, to Legislator Schott and everybody that we are very conscientious of what is going on. We have daily discussions, and Legislator Schott, I look forward to further conversations with you and your caucus on this.
Thank you. Is there any other discussion? Hearing none, we will proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
David Holst,
My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
Vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twiss,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schott,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
Vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Trebello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes. Moving on, Resolution FP3 by Legislator Martino.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I offer this resolution and urge its adoption.
Do we have a second?
I second that.
Seconded by Legislator Walpole. Will the clerk please read the heading?
Resolution establishing a purchasing freeze in response to COVID-19 pandemic.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. This resolution is, objective is to put a purchasing freeze on any unnecessary items that should come along pertaining to furniture or any type of rebuilding of any parts or piece of properties. We will still continue to purchase the things we need for daily business and to keep things going in the proper way through the county. And I would also ask for a roll call vote, Mr. Chairman.
Thank you. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we'll proceed with a roll call vote. Will the clerk please call the roll?
Michael Yurden,
I vote yes.
Herbert Yurden,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Edward Gilson,
Yes, Mr. Chairman. My
David Holtz.
vote is yes. My vote is yes, Mr. Chairman.
Roy Rehill,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
John Martino,
Yes, Mr. Chairman, thank you.
Bradley Trudell,
I vote yes.
Paul House,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
James Weatherup,
I vote yes.
Mary Ellen Chesbro,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Linda Lockwood,
I vote yes.
Richard Klein,
Yes.
Patrick Twist,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Stephen Walpole,
I vote yes.
Nathan Emmons,
I vote yes.
Thomas Drum,
I vote yes.
Lori Mangano,
I vote yes.
Robert Wilmot,
I vote yes.
Marie Schad,
I vote yes.
Tim Stahl,
I vote yes.
Terry Wilbur,
I vote yes.
James Karasik,
I vote yes.
Morris Cerbello,
I vote yes.
Mark Greco,
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Ralph Stacy Jr.
I vote yes, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, that's 25 in favor, none opposed.
Thank you. The resolution passes.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
You're welcome. Thank you. Are there no more resolutions? Is there any unfinished business? Thank you. Moving on to miscellaneous business. Those of you who were multitasking, and I did hear some speakers in the background, we did meet our testing numbers just now. The website had crashed, but at 2:59, it came back up, and we have met 7 of the 7 metrics. So we're open for phase 1. Process continues. The testing will continue. It's still a challenge. Our EMO office with Renee Fox is daily asking for more test kits so we can maintain our testing regimen so that we can keep open and get to the next phase. I have a regional call of the control room at 4 o'clock. I may be able to update a little bit more at that point, but moving on, it's good news. It's starting to look like there may be a summer. Any other miscellaneous business? Thank you. Moving on. Yes,
Mr. Chairman, I'll make a motion to adjourn.
thank you. No objections?
second.
We have a second. No objection? We don't roll call vote on that one. So we stand adjourned. Thank you.